down here, Merc.
He has been chosen to save his people from destruction. One man must stake everything against overwhelming odds in a savage confrontation at the ends of the earth. The chances of success so small that only a madman will take them. Now, meet the madman.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Wesley. Wesley? Gonna be an hour of Monster Hunter Rise. Kind of looking forward to the Capcom thing today, but really more looking forward to tomorrow. You know, tomorrow's the big day. Today, little day. Hello, Alien Mozart. Hello. Today is micro stream. Because Capcom, I don't believe, is going to be showing off that much. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. Well, that looks weird. That looks really weird, doesn't it? There we go, that's a little better. Hey, what's up, Chalky? More Street Fighter stuff. Yeah, they actually like said that what they were going to show off on the actual stream, but it didn't seem like it was anything that amazing. Hey, what's up, Captain America? The Captain America. Salute to you. How's it going? Yeah, it's either Dino Crisis or I don't, you know, I really, really hope, not that I don't like the Street Fighter and, you know, the Mega Man projects they have done recently. A couple things I want, though. Battle Network Collection. All the new Battle Networks, Mega Man Battle Networks. I want to know what happened to that Mega Man FPS game Inafune was working on. And I want to know about if they decide to do a Dino Crisis, just a report of the original, like an HD port. You know, looks like it's running on an emulator on, like, you know, new consoles. That would be cool. If they wanted to go even better, remake the first Dino Crisis. Yeah. I don't know. But the Street Fighter thing, though, I don't know. It's kind of like Nintendo with their intellectual property. All we see now is Pokemon, Mario, Zelda. When they have all these other IPs, Capcom's the same way. They really like hitting up their Mega Man's, at least old Capcom. Now, now they're more about, well, Street Fighter. A new fighter. Yeah, I mean, seriously, the only thing I really, like, my wildest dreams or my wildest expectations would be there to be a Dino Crisis remake or a report of the original first two. The third Dino Crisis was not good. I don't even know who they would like announce though for Street Fighter. Would it be an old fighter that hasn't been in the series for a while, or would it actually just be an all new like playable character? Dino Crisis, yeah. Even if think about what if happened with them remaking Resident Evil 2. You know what I'm saying? What if they just remade it? Why isn't this typing? Okay. I know. Also, come to find out, a lot of old game developers aren't super, keen on keeping original code. Or they're very, at least, the original code to some of, our favorite, old games. They get lost. Isn't that what happened with Final Fantasy VIII? Square actually, lost the source code? How the hell do you do that? Favorite track from Final... Probably the Shinra Combat VR. It sounds like one of the other battle themes, but then when you actually listen to the whole thing, you're like, oh man, no, this is a combination of everything. It has the Turks theme, the Mako Reactor battle theme against it has Rufus in there. It has all the big boss battles in the second half of the game. It's good. It's a good mash of it. I like that arrangement. That one, and I guess the Descendant of Shinobi. The chase music too, I don't know if it actually has a name, but it's featured a lot as you're going from the overworld in the slums down to the underground. I won't say too much about the game, about Intergrade. That kind of chase jazzy kind of music where it has I don't even know what it is. It's like street jazz. Yes. Pretty much the boss music. Yeah, and that giant mechanical millipede or whatever that is, that music was good. It's all great. And I haven't even gone through the base model of the game for PlayStation 5 because they changed some of the music on that too. I was gonna say it sounds like the Cowboy Bebop jazz band. What was that song? It was I think it was in the very first episode of Cowboy Bebop. It's Spike is at a cafe, and the guy he's got the drug that is injected into his eye. And it's that first fight, and it starts with a piano solo. Hey, what's up, D? Yeah, Rush. Almost kind of reminded me of Space Dandy, which I know is the same production company. I really wish Space Dandy had more episodes. I thought it was I liked Cowboy Bebop and Space Dandy, but I thought Space Dandy was slapstick and awesome. A lot of the stuff that happened in that show, I just kind of laughed at. I wish there was more to that show. I was very sad when that ended. Yeah, and everything has, like, there's been no... Yeah, I was curious if they actually got the band. You know what they probably do? They probably got, like, some guys who are from the seatbelts, you know, like the saxophonist and, like, you know, the brass instrumentalist. It sounds just like that music production company. Whoever did the stuff for, like, the live action jazz stuff for Space Dandy and Cowboy Bebop. Same production company. Has, like, some ska elements in there as well. I was very impressed. Very impressed. The music, like, you know, I'll die on boss battles just because I'm distracted by the music. That's the sign you got a good OST on your hands. When your players are literally willing to sit there, get distracted by the music. That's, and not for, like, the music being bad, but for it actually being good. It's a very good merit. But yeah, honestly, I slept like absolute crud last night. Hey, what's up, Ninja? Same. I do the same thing too. I get yelled at for doing that though on stream here. People get mad. Hey, what's up, Christian? But I've been, let's see, what have I been doing between like yesterday and today? The Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise demo still does not work. Doesn't work. I was just like trying to imagine that if like something like that happened back in like the 90s, like the outrage that would have caused and like the absolute confusion. Everyone now is like used to that happening. Someone releasing a demo. Gotta go for that chaos. You know, that chaos being thrown around yesterday. You could have fooled me. I thought it was a Sonic the Hedgehog game. All this talk about chaos emeralds. Yeah, that was... Someone went down like on a rabbit hole somewhere. I think it was like a reset error, or maybe it was 4chan I was reading yesterday. The whole reason why the files are corrupted is because it was for like, you know, the game was originally made for like base model PlayStation 4 back in the day. It's using, some people were speculating it might use a hybrid version of the Final Fantasy VII Remake engine, which is what Final Fantasy VII Remake originally was on. It was on a hybrid of the Luminous engine. Xbox mini fridge. I know nothing about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. I think they're gonna that will get its own designated event from Square, you know? Or Square will contact Sony being like, hey, you guys want to host a state of play for us? And Sony will be like, sure, you're a console exclusive of ours, let's host an event. That's probably what will happen. And I think even before we hear about Part 2 news, we will get more news about 16. We will get more news now about Stranger of Paradise. We'll get more information, I think, about Ever Crisis and First Soldier before we will get any information about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. That's just my own gut opinion. So is this working now? Let's actually see. Origins, yeah. And seriously, everyone was saying that Origins looked like rough. It is my... I do believe that Origins is running on like an older in-game engine. Yes, Ever Crisis. I think also there's more Final Fantasy VII news to come. I think that they are still planning on doing some other kind of media launch. Yeah, but I could have told you that. Let's see, I think like the last good E3 that I experienced was 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. 2018. You don't like the graphics and the battle systems? Yeah. If you like look at the, if you like looked at that trailer yesterday, if you really looked at it, and then you looked at some of the gameplay footage that they had from that really old 7 remake trailer from 2015, or it showed like the first gameplay, if you compare those two, like especially the close-ups of the characters, you can see the rendering quality is very similar. I'm really inclined to believe that random person's rabbit hole theory about it being on an older, you know, version of, or a hybrid version of Luminos, because it really does look like that CyberConnect 2 build of 7 remake. It really does. Games I'm looking forward to, but nothing truly stands out unlike previous years. Yeah, and it's like I joked online saying, "Oh yeah, Twitter," and that Nintendo's gonna save E3. Yeah, doesn't it seem like it's on like an older engine? I was saying yesterday, it looks like it's on the same engine as Dragon's Dogma. You know, it looks like it was made on something in 2011. I'm really dying to get into playing that demo because yeah, it looks like it does look like Dark Souls, but it doesn't look as good as like the Dark Souls on PlayStation 5. I gave that game a lot of SHIT for being what it was, just a straight up port of that PS3 game, but it did look nice. This game, it seems like it was made with like that early Luminos engine from like the 15 demos, or from 7 Remake's original development. I think it's, and I think like Team Ninja's probably been working on this for a while, along with Kamiya, because it's Platinum too, right? It's Platinum and Team Ninja. That's pretty impressive. I also know like very little about about Final Fantasy 1. I know very little, so it would be a very new experience for me. Also, is this thing starting soon? Or like now? Let's see, can I open this up without it sounding horrible? Get rid of that. Oh, that's why it's not making any noise. Pain in the ass. I just gotta go and plug in something. When do you think we'll actually see a game that looks great with Unreal Engine 5? Do you think today we can see anything about Deep Down? I haven't heard of Deep Down. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I have no idea what's on Unreal Engine 5. On this stream, stay tuned. What the heck is it? I bet IO Interactive, their GoldenEye game or their 007 game or their James Bond game, that will be made with Unreal Engine 5. I bet. Just throwing it out there, I think it will be. Yeah, I just really wouldn't expect very much. You guys, I mean, you know, I sometimes forget, you know, what it was like for some of these game developers working through the pandemic this past year. It just must have been very tough. But give me a second. I'm gonna go make sure that my audio is all plugged in and everything. Okay. Okay, there we go. Hey, what's up, Toxic? Okay. He'll be back, yeah. I don't know. Santiago Nader. That's, no one's ever called me that before. I don't know. I really don't want to hold my breath for that. Mega Man? When was the last time we had a good Mega Man game? Been a long time. Right? Hey, that works. Slayer Sephiroth? No. No, I couldn't be him. Okay, there we go. You must have a master me? Not exactly. I have a sword, a family sword that was forged in the fires of hell. That can pretty much cut through anything man-made and anything that was made in another world or in another dimension. It's an ultra-dimensional sword. It can cut matter that doesn't exist in our space and time. It's very powerful. We also have Marvel vs. Capcom won't happen. No. I think honestly there's a greater likelihood of Marvel vs. Capcom being put back up on the PlayStation Network store than there being a new Marvel vs. Capcom game. That last Marvel vs. Capcom did not sell nearly, I think, as well as they wanted. So with wood, that would be a good one. I have a Buster Sword. It's here. It's over in the corner. It's very heavy. Very heavy. It's been a true disappointment. They fill the lack of games with political talk. It's filled with a lot of advertisement. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom, the Infinite one, wasn't very good. It's just a giant ad machine, you know? E3 was originally supposed to be more about like, hey, let's get people excited about products that we're releasing. Now it's like, let's get people excited about products we're releasing, kind of, but more of an emphasis on advertising of current products that we have available. And I think that's kind of just because this year, because it was a hardware change year. It was a changing of major hardware for a couple of big manufacturers like Xbox and Microsoft and Sony. I think that's tough for a lot of video game makers. That puts under a lot of stress on them if the platform is changing like halfway through development. That's really hard to deal with. So I think coupled with the fact of what was going on in the world this past year, I think that really screwed up a lot of them. I think it certainly screwed up like CD Projekt Red. Did Marvel vs. Capcom get sold out to the Injustice developers, WB or NetherRealms or whoever that is? The only reason I watch E3 is for the new game releases and trailers. For the ones that want to come out soon. Nothing else. Yeah, I don't know. E3 like really used to be very like different back in like even 10 years ago. I heard about the NetherRealm Marvel game. Yep. Hey, what's up, Victoria? Oh, it hasn't started. Not yet. Very soon. In the next 4 minutes yet. Then it should get going. Yes. Yes. Yeah, my wildest dreams would be you want to hear like my real crazy out there E3 prediction for this? Castlevania Street Fighter crossover game. Co-developed by Konami and Capcom. It would be a fighting game. Think of it like Castlevania Judgment. Is it Judgment Rights? But with the engine of Street Fighter, the newest Street Fighter game. You'd have all the characters from Castlevania, the Belmonts, Alucard, and then you'd have all the, 5, yes. Then you'd have all the typical Street Fighter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not really into Tekken personally, but yeah, I don't know why I would think Castlevania. I just always thought Judgment Rights was kind of got shafted. I kind of thought that would have been when I heard about that, I thought it was going to be kind of a bigger deal and a kind of a cooler concept, and the actual execution of it was just very poor. The Resident Evil Netflix series would be cool. I don't know, just anything that's out of the ordinary. I feel like everything I've seen so far has been very much expected. Like, I expected to see Halo Infinite yesterday. And that's exactly what we saw. I expected to see some kind of Final Fantasy information yesterday, and that's what we got. So, you still like Tekken? That's good. I know some guys who are really into Tekken. Some guys are super into Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. They're all great fighting franchises. I just personally never got into Tekken. I feel like I'm into Virtual Fighter more than Tekken, just because that's what I grew up playing. Saw nothing about Street Fighter 6. I just don't know. I don't know about Mega Man. I think the only thing they could do with Mega Man is if they were going to do a Battle Network like collection game. Kind of like they did with the Mega Man X collection and the Mega Man Zero collection. I think just Battle Network's kind of the next one in line. I would hope that they would do that. Or if they brought that Maverick Hunters game on PSP, if they remade that. You have like the time trial, the boss rush mode for Mega Man X and stuff. That would be cool. Yeah, Battle Network. Mega Man strategy game. Good stuff. Pretty much just like any surprise. Everyone's saying Gex. Isn't like Gex made by like Crystal Dynamics or something like that? Game Boy Online service? That would be nice. How about N64? Or GameCube? Or just Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games, DS games. I just release that old library. Put Mario RPG and Earthbound and Chrono Trigger on there. Final Fantasy 3. Yeah. Yeah. I want gaming. I just want the old Nintendo games on the Switch. You know? Plus, it'll give me a reason to finally upgrade the micro SD card on my Switch. Also, I don't know what's really going on here, but there doesn't seem to be anything going on. Yeah, it would be. I don't think Gex is ever gonna make a comeback anytime soon. He's just a weird character that had like all these like very 90s like catchphrases. He was, in terms of a platformer, he was pretty like I put Gex below Bubsy. I don't know if that's a slap in the face to Crystal Dynamics or not. I also like don't know really what's going on here. What the heck is going on here? Capcom. Capcom ain't ready. There's also like no audio. Gex 2099. Gex 3080. Gex with ray tracing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. A delay, maybe, possibly.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka
She's wearing the Jill Valentine vest or leather jacket.
Releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster
All sound good to
Hunter,
me, Captain.
and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Right, me too,
Our
Ninja.
first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to
Are we gonna
pioneer
get
the
DLC for
latest
this
and greatest
game
in
already?
survival
Which
horror.
also I'm enjoying,
The team
by
has
the way.
been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month.
Monster Hunter, I wish I
It
got
brought the
more into
world
that game. I
another
just
chapter in this
didn't like Rise
story
so much.
As the
I don't know.
franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village.
Yeah,
with a
new
special message for
Ace
the
Attorney
fans.
collection. That'd be pretty cool. If it's like got all the old titles in it or remastered titles.
Bye-bye.
She's disturbing. You think this is gonna be reverse?
Where's Rose? She's everything to me.
The dolls. That was a disturbing like mini game slash side quest. Hey, what's up? Nope, didn't miss anything. You're right on time, man.
Hi, everyone.
Age,
My
I
name
saw the
is
words
Yoshi. I'm
age
the
at the end.
producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil.
Ah,
Village,
see, there it
where
is.
players go
I
head
knew
to
that's
head
where they were going with
their
this.
favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil REverse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
Kind of need a haircut. He's been busy. Busy making Resident Evil Village. Busy getting that free-to-play multiplayer set up. Hey, DLC, cool.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series.
Oh, the stories,
Monster Hunter
that's right.
Stories 2, Wings of Ruin.
The super... Is Village good? Yes. Very fun. Not too long. Terrifying. Makes your heart race. We get to play as the big lady. Lady, what is her name? Demascu... I don't even know. Demascio... Lady Demascal. I don't know actually how to pronounce her name.
May have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of
Demascal.
nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
Genshin Impact?
All around
No, Monster
things
Hunter,
just
never mind.
kept getting worse.
Demascu.
But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekolu Island. I went there to see
Dimitriescu.
Red's old monster again.
The mobile game? I don't know. Actually, I thought it looked like Genshin Impact.
It's when I met you.
You were given Red's kinship stone.
But
and
this
now
is supposed to be like the
Rathalos head.
Pokemon,
This is destiny.
like the Pokemon version of Monster Hunter.
This is the legendary monster.
Yeah.
Ratha, the monster
Yeah.
with the wings of ruin.
I think it is.
It's said that a beat of its wings can
Right?
bring about waves of
It looks just like Genshin.
There's a connection.
And then it's like
between
I'm like, wait,
strange
Fire
happenings
Emblem
and the wings of
in there
ruin.
as well.
The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
I'm not the biggest Monster Hunter fan, so I probably won't. Maybe I will. Depends on when this releases, because if like there's another game I'm interested in when this comes out, then I probably will miss this.
Kinship with monsters. How do you control them?
It's not about control.
It's not about
Monsters have
control.
lives of their own
It's
will.
about capturing them all,
And
obviously.
the bonds between monsters and riders are just
Yeah.
like your bond with Tsukino.
There's a big fireball. Huge.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves?
They have like Rathalos in this game?
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs
What happened to
know
Monster
that you will
Hunter?
protect him
This is
no
kind of like a
matter
spin-off
what.
game.
I can sense
Yeah,
the flames
Breath of the
his
Wild
life
vibes.
force weakening.
Has like that
The burden of such great power is too much
that
for
kind
his
of like
body to
same
bear.
kind of like texture detailing as Breath of the Wild too.
A voice.
Now with more monsters.
Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with
Looks kind of like
monsters.
Xenoblade.
Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
It looks like what is it? Xenoblade 2.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry
Monster
the strength
Hunter,
of
friends.
everyone
Monster
they meet.
Hunter
That makes
became
them strong.
Monster Trainer. Monster Hunter, let's make a
Friends
sandwich.
taught me
Monster
that.
Hunter, now we're really cooking.
I believe in the strength of humanity.
Nintendo Monster. Monster Hunter, white screen, fade to white. Wings of Ruin. Not gonna be flying very far with your ruined wings. Just physics. Free title updates, okay. Monster Hunter, Cooking Mama, Monster Hunter 99. For the Nintendo Switch, online. Free! With Knuckles. Here is this giant egg for you. Yeah, that looks like Genshin Impact. Look at all the little animations and stuff. What's the dog doing? He's having a good time. So this is coming out very soon. Featuring Dante
Looks
from the
pretty
Devil May
epic,
Cry
right?
series
And how
and
about that announcement?
Rue
The
from
canine
Street
companion
Fighter.
Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new Monsties in the first free title
Monsties
update
of all the
coming soon after
monsters that
game's
you'll ever
release.
be able to
You
muster.
can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter
Monsties.
Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th,
Monsties.
which also carries your
I
progress
don't want to ever
over
hear
to the
that
full
word
game
uttered
release
again.
just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier
I want to
this
play
year, and we have
Monster
even more
Hunter.
content coming,
It's like, well,
including a
Junior,
new
you better
collaboration
back up
on the
about
Rise.
9
Let's find
feet
out
before
more.
I slam your little eggshell-like mind into concrete. Don't ever say that to me again, Junior.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up, Ricky? Just making fun of the word monsties. I'm not a big fan. I tried playing it, didn't work. Hate it. Hate it. Monsties.
Get ready.
Monsties, hunties, rizzies.
Good feeling. What will it be? Moon's blessing emerge.
Pain. It's kind of like, you get kind of like that. When you hear the word monsties, yeah, just get Mega Man back in there. Get the blue bomber in there. These are all just content updates to Rise. Monsties nuts. Now with boots. Hey! Okay, now I'm interested. Sunglasses? I think I might have to give Monster Hunter Rise a try again.
is like my second home.
You think you can take
The dragon from Mega Man 2, yes. They are finishing the game post-release? Yeah. I think that's kind of like just what all these guys are doing now.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom
Oh.
has in store for us this July.
Uh-oh.
Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. North American and European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now, let's hear more about the story.
So, I mean, I'm not... So, wait a minute. Ace Attorney is this a sequel to Phoenix Wright? I'm not, like, 100% on any of the Ace Attorney stuff, but is Ace Attorney like like an actual sequel to Phoenix Wright?
This country is incredible. I will become a lawyer.
And I'm just guessing that this is kind of like the same thing that Capcom did a few years ago when they released all the Ace Attorneys and they re-released them. It's a prequel, okay.
Who are you?
But it's the same thing that Capcom like did with the original Phoenix Wright, where they re-released all the games for modern consoles. At least it looks like that's the case.
Well, what have we here?
But does it have all the Phoenix Wright games? Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm just like wondering whether or not I need to like if I buy this game, am I gonna be buying games I already own that have already been like remade? But it doesn't sound like it didn't come out for the West. Gotcha. Yeah, this looks like it was like done with like all 3D graphics. So was this originally on the DS or the 3DS?
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
3DS, yeah, it looks 3DS-ish, but it looks good.
You're the best lawyer in the world.
The orchestrated like concerts they have for like the Phoenix Wright series on like YouTube, amazing. Some of the best music I've ever heard.
Take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation
Ace, but he has an attorney. Hello, look at this. Look at that. First time I've ever seen that on a stream before. Minor spoilers may be included. What the heck? The damn trailers are telling us to watch out now.
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
It's pretty cool that they have like these animated little scenes here, fully animated.
Deduction and summation examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
I'm like watching all this and I'm realizing that I still have to play Famicom Detective Club.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato and the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock.
I was gonna say, this certainly seems like it's Professor Layton. One thing I felt like was missing from these games, as well as some of the early Phoenix Wright games, was voice acting, like full voice acting, not just like little vocal quips and exclamations. Watch these major spoilers. You're gonna find out who got murdered by scissors. The copious beard you sport! He's not evil, oh. It's like Jafar. Russian Jafar. This is an awfully long trailer to have no commentary over. Jafar, if he didn't have the magics.
Discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions.
Russian Jafar.
At this point, players will be prompted to search for clues that help identify the errors in the detective's logic and reveal the truth to the mystery.
The characters just like shifted positions and, well, I don't know, noticed something weird.
As players present new evidence and observations,
Investigates Russians for their
Herlock will make his
crimes.
deductions based on the new information. Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings
They're all
them to
just
the
accusing
conclusion
this one,
of the
like,
dance of
you know, man. He was like, I'm just a tailor. Please, I have gold hair because I actually have white hair and I wear a wig, please. I'm just an innocent tailor. They're all just harassing this old man, this old Russian tailor, for nothing. It's a bunch of yabos just harassing this old man. Yeah, it's a little, These games are perfect if you are on a long car trip and you get motion sickness and you don't want to play a game that has a lot of movement. Perfect games for you. In fact, I think I've done that before on like a long car trip with like the original Phoenix Wright games. They don't scroll very much. They don't have much movement. It's wonderful. Ooh, she's hot. My name is Pavlova. Never mind. My name is Nina Pavlova. A ballerina on the run. Hello, my name is Nancy Kerrigan.
In courtroom battles, players will attempt to convince 6 jurors
For his
of the innocence
crimes.
of their client. Their progress will be displayed.
But
as
I
represented
swear I
by
don't
2
know a
scales of
damn
justice,
thing.
one black,
Shut up,
representing
old
a
man.
guilty verdict, and 1 white, representing a not guilty.
Pavlova. Muy bien.
Station examination. Take a stand to face off against the jurors, all of whom provide.
You're
explanations
evil,
as to
evil.
guilt.
Now, how could you say I'm evil? You literally have a unibrow and you're sporting a cloak. Well, that does seem pretty damning.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor.
This is the type of game you want to
Examine
play
each
before
statement
going to bed.
carefully and select 2
Yes.
contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
What it's not, Russian Jafar. Russian Jafar. Got a very low score. I fail at these games sometimes because I just blow through the cutscenes. Yeah, it's really just recalling what people are saying during stories and guessing.
When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors,
He's
you might
carrying
just
a
change your
damn
mind.
sword. Well, he must have a lot of high-profile,
Slam of their fist,
controversial
each juror you
clients.
persuade will send a fiery ball
He's having to
towards the
beat
scales
off
above and
attackers with a
literally tip the
friggin'
scales of
sword.
justice in your favor.
Now we will have literally open flames in the court of law. It's like, excuse me? Actually, Alien Mozart, you'd probably really like it.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
This has just been a
Yeah,
small
no, it
taste
makes no
of the
sense.
exciting
It's
new
more about
gameplay
like, can you listen to the story and then regurgitate it? That's really what it
We are
is.
very excited to get this game in the hands of both new fans and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
Yes, the game takes a drastic turn though. However, if you
Seems
lose a
like
number
I
of
have
cases, you
bunch
become
of
a
games to catch
hitman.
up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward
There's
to.
like a 3DS version too that has like all of them, and
premieres
it's
from
usually like
Capcom,
very
World
cheap. I think it's usually like 11
Let's
bucks.
close out today's showcase with a few
Totally what
words from
happens.
2
I
of the
would buy
stars
it.
of Capcom fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open,
Twist.
Street Fighter League,
Capcom
and all
revives
the other
PlayStation
content of Capcom
All-Stars
Fighters.
Battle Royale.
Over to you guys.
Or Twist again. Wait a minute. Who owns Power Stone? Is that Capcom?
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom esports
Or is that,
presentation for E3 2021.
no, I'm pretty sure that's Capcom, right?
Commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour, as
Power
well as Street
Stone?
Fighter League, here with competitive
Or is it
Street Fighter
Konami?
V player and host
I think it's Capcom.
extraordinaire, Hollywood, Rob TV. What's
Maybe
going on,
finally
Rob?
we'll get that Power Stone collection that was only ported to the PSP and the Dreamcast. Yeah. I'm waiting for Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale. It's coming out soon.
It just feels right, and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice.
Way to close out Capcom with esports.
That was nasty. And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter V is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom Pro Tour to prove it and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter V.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera like,
would ever expect another man to control it.
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have $5,000 on the line for each tournament, but that money alone, that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Just resetting.
Tell me about it. Feels like such a far cry from those days, Ninja.
You can see in all of its glory the Capcom.
Hell, I remember watching tournaments in arcades for Street Fighter 2, like Hyper Edition or Super Street Fighter with you know, with T-Hawk and Feelong and Cammy.
All of the top competitors from each
Yeah.
one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited. Because,
Absolutely.
again,
Turbo Hyper Fighting. Yes. There was also, I think, wasn't that like one of the first like Street Fighters to get ported onto the Sega Genesis? Is the Turbo Hyper Fighting? Had the green cartridge with M. Bison on it. And Guile. Pretty sure. Just doesn't do it for me anymore. I know.
If you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player.
At least though, like Capcom, like they're kind of like supporting the game and they're like encouraging like esports, unlike Nintendo, which they pretty much go out of their way to take down any kind of esports thing that they are not directly tied to. So I got to give them credit for that. I think that's very good. I think that's like what they should do as a company that develops fighting and competitive games. Support the games and support the community.
But now you actually have your teammates at your back, and every decision that you make is not just about you anymore.
Look for more news.
Yeah, it's impressive. I'm not I play Smash Brothers casually. I'm not competitive by any means, but these guys are really very impressive. A lot of their skill is to be that good at any of these games it takes a lot of practice. So I have respect.
Are competing for their place in the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the official website for more information, including current standings and broadcast schedule.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zangief would never wear that outfit.
During this period, will receive an exclusive competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I highly recommend
Absolutely marvelous Capcom and on PS2.
Future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so many events so far. We started off with the Japan region. We've had a couple of more events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the
anything than the jumpsuit.
I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course, your boy is.
The last convention I went to, which was like in February of 2019, I went to PAX East and I got to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. There was a guy there cosplaying as Zangief, and he was like, fully Zangief, and he was jacked, and I wish I got a picture of him. He looked very, very real. He was like as tall as me too, so he was muscular. Very impressive. And I was like, yo, Zangief, and he was like, and I was like, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I told you it's gonna go to the limit.
I should get my, I should either get this fixed or I should just buy another one. I used to have a stick panel, an arcade stick box that I used to really like, and I had it for the Xbox 360, and it was pretty good, and but then it broke during a move, and so I've yet to repair it.
How this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup.
I guess I should go get another one.
Remember to check out Capcom Fighters Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw. Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience and RE-verse as part of the franchise's 25th
I'm just going to say it now, Nintendo has got the bar set so low. They could literally just, tomorrow during their Direct, they could literally just show a jar of mayonnaise for 45 minutes, and I still feel like they would come out better than any of these presentations, even like Microsoft's.
Don't miss miss out on the
I feel like Nintendo, they have to do so little just to get by tomorrow. Just so little.
Something for everyone here today.
But the Resident Evil game is a lot of fun. If you want a game that'll scare you, that won't take too much of your time, that's a lot of fun. Get the heart racing a little bit. Not too difficult. Check out Resident Evil
I'm
Village.
Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this year.
You're welcome. I hope that there is a Smash reveal. Exactly. They could show literally like just a CGI trailer of Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4. Instant win. Even if they come out and they say, hey, guess what, guys? Nintendo Switch Online is getting Mario RPG, Chrono Trigger, and Earthbound. People would lose it. This is the end. It's in. That's it. Done. It's over. Done. Elden Ring and Halo Infinite, big true. What the hell? Yeah, I know. I knew that I almost like didn't stream this. And then I was like, I might as well. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good. This was really... Oof. Yeah, Nintendo, they have to do so little tomorrow to get that right. It's going to be walk in the park. No, they didn't. I mean, Square, they announced some new things. It's like, I go back and I rewatch the Square thing. You ain't gonna Smash? Maybe. Doom is technically owned by Microsoft now, so I'm really hoping that tomorrow we get Games Pass on the Switch. We get a bunch of Microsoft games to go with it. I hope my wildest dreams would be that it starts with Koizumi, who's been like kind of like the spokesman for Mario and for the Switch and Nintendo for the last couple of years. He comes out on stage alongside Phil Spencer, and we finally get Games Pass on the Switch. We get Rare Replay on the Switch. We get all of the new, like, Rare-made games. So Sea of Thieves on Switch, Battletoads, the new Battletoads on Switch, the new Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, like all those on Rare Replay. You can get the digital games versions. That's what would be my most wildest dream. Oh, you're welcome, Christian. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for showing up and making it less or more bearable for me. Big sales tomorrow in the eShop. Kind of makes you think. I saw. So it kind of makes you think. They're gearing up for something. Anyone need a hug after that? Yeah. I don't know why every single, there have been a lot of evidence to corroborate for the fact that I guess like during a lot of Microsoft like videos of executives, talking about different games that they're working on this year, they have had their Nintendo Switches prominently displayed in the background. So I really would not be that surprised if Microsoft and Nintendo are going to get together tomorrow and they're going to have some kind of Games Pass. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Absolutely. I'm going to go as well, just because I'm exhausted. I'm going to get ready for Nintendo's tomorrow. But thank you again for tuning in. It was a very short but sweet stream. This was very random. No Dino Crisis. Not surprising. But I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, Nintendo. It's over. It's the end. We're shutting it down. Buenas noches.
Santiago.
If you saw it all, or you're a little, it's certain you run into
Santiago.
If your heart goes, or your mind goes, man, you had a brush with
Santiago.
So child father, beware of those, and pray you'll never meet with
Santiago. Slayer Santiago.
What are you still doing here? Go watch one of these guys. Any one of these idiots over here, just go watch them. Just don't stand here and stare at a blank screen. Come on!